Hi viewers, do you know that every rescued animal has a story? A story of pain, a story of survival, and a story of stunning transformation. In today's video, we'll take you through some of the most powerful before and after rescue moments ever captured. These aren't just rescues. They're miracles made possible by compassion, courage, and second chances. What you're about to see is a testament to the incredible resilience of animals and the unwavering dedication of the people who save them. So, get ready to be inspired, and maybe grab a tissue, because these transformations are truly unforgettable. Our first transformation begins with a small, trembling dog left abandoned at the edge of a busy road. Cold, hungry, and scared, he had lost all hope. His matted fur was caked with mud, his ribs were visible beneath his skin, and his eyes were dull with despair. He flinched at every passing car, every sound a new threat in a world that had shown him nothing but cruelty. He was a ghost of a dog, a forgotten soul on the brink of giving up. Then, a pair of headlights slowed, and a car door opened. A voice, soft and gentle, called out to him. Rescuers approached slowly, knowing that one wrong move could send him darting into traffic. They offered food, placing a bowl a safe distance away and speaking in calm, reassuring tones. For what felt like an eternity, he didn't move. Then, hesitantly, he took a step, and another. His hunger finally won over his fear. Slowly, his eyes brightened, perhaps for the first time in months. In that moment, a tiny flicker of trust was ignited. It was the first step on a long road to recovery. Getting him into the car was another challenge, but with patience and a warm blanket, he was finally safe. After weeks of medical care, nourishing food, and affectionate rehabilitation, the dog that once hid in fear now runs with confidence, tail wagging proudly. The matted fur was shaved away to reveal sore, irritated skin, which was treated with soothing balms. He was put on a special diet to regain his strength, and day by day, he learned what it meant to be loved. The first time he wagged his tail, the whole shelter celebrated. The first time he playfully licked a volunteer's hand, it was a breakthrough. Now his coat is thick and shiny, his eyes are bright and full of life, and his favorite thing in the world is a game of fetch. A life once forgotten is now filled with joy, cuddles, and endless belly rubs in his new forever home. Next, we journey from the city streets to the quiet suburbs, where a different kind of rescue unfolded. A tiny fox cub was found all alone in someone's garden, weak, severely dehydrated, and crying for its mother. She was so small, she could fit in the palm of a hand. Her fur was patchy, and she was shivering, even in the afternoon sun. The homeowners knew that intervening with wildlife was risky, but seeing her so helpless, they knew they had to call for help. Wildlife rescuers understood the urgency. For a cub this young, every hour without its mother was critical. With careful, expert handling, the tiny cub was gently scooped up and transported to a dedicated wildlife rehabilitation center. The team there sprang into action. They warmed her with a heating pad and administered fluids to combat her severe dehydration. Using a tiny syringe, they began feeding her a special milk formula designed for foxes. It was a delicate, round-the-clock process. For the first few days, it was touch and go. She was fragile, and the stress of being separated from her mother was immense. But the little fighter held on, her cries slowly turning into soft purrs of contentment as she felt the warmth and nourishment. Weeks later, she transformed into a healthy, energetic, and curious little fox. She grew stronger, her coat became thick and bushy, and she started to play, pouncing on toys and wrestling with other rescued cubs at the center. The rehab team worked to ensure she didn't become too accustomed to humans, preparing her for the life she was meant to live. They taught her how to forage for food and recognize dangers. The day of her release was a mix of pride and bittersweet farewells. Watching her bound out of the carrier and disappear into the woods was a powerful moment. Her then was fear and desperation. Her now is freedom, back where she belongs. Some animals are rescued not just from physical danger, but from deep emotional trauma. This next story is a powerful example of that. This cat was discovered in an abandoned building, severely malnourished, covered in wounds, and utterly terrified of human touch. Every time someone got close, she would hiss and retreat into the darkest corner she could find. Her before was heartbreaking. She was a skeleton with fur, her eyes wide with a fear so profound it was painful to witness. Rescuers saw a spark worth saving, but they knew this healing process would require more than just food and medicine. It would require rebuilding a shattered spirit. Day by day, they worked to show her that hands can heal, not hurt. It started with simply sitting in the room with her, not making eye contact, just letting her get used to a human presence that wasn't a threat. Then came the food offerings, placed closer and closer each day. Eventually, they tried extending a single finger for her to sniff. The first time she didn't hiss, it was a victory. The first time she leaned into a gentle touch instead of recoiling, it was a miracle. And over time, her transformation was unbelievable. Her eyes became brighter and softer. Her fur, once patchy and dull, grew back thick and glossy. And her trust, so painstakingly earned, was slowly rebuilt. The cat who once hid from the world now actively seeks out affection. She purrs at the slightest touch and loves to curl up on laps. Her wounds have healed, but more importantly, her heart has healed too. She learned that not all humans are monsters, and that love can overcome even the deepest scars. This incredible journey from terrified and broken to trusting and loving shows the true power of patience and compassion. It's a reminder that healing is a process, and for animals who have known nothing but cruelty, a gentle hand and a patient heart can change everything. Her now is a life of safety, warmth, and unconditional love. Wildlife rehabilitation is a delicate and often complex process. This next story features one of the most majestic creatures of the night. A baby owl was found on the ground after falling from its nest, weak, injured, and unable to fly. Its wing was awkwardly bent, and it was too young to survive on its own. A hiker who found the owlet knew it needed immediate expert help. Wildlife rehabilitators were called to the scene. They carefully assessed the tiny bird, confirming a fracture in its wing and signs of dehydration. This was a race against time. At the rehabilitation center, experts performed careful medical treatment. The owlet's wing was gently set and bandaged. It was placed in a quiet, warm incubator to recover from the initial shock and injury. The team fed it a specialized diet, mimicking what its parents would provide in the wild. As the wing healed, the next phase of rehabilitation began: flight training. In a large, enclosed aviary, the young owl started to test its wings. The first attempts were clumsy flutters, but with each passing day, its strength and coordination improved. The rehab team watched its progress closely, ensuring it was developing the skills needed to hunt and survive on its own. Weeks later, seeing the owl spread its wings and take its first powerful, silent flight across the aviary was a breathtaking moment. It was more than just a physical transformation. It was a rebirth. The weak, grounded fledgling had become a magnificent predator, ready to claim its place in the night sky. The day of its release, the rehabilitators took it back to the area where it was found. As the sun set, they opened the carrier. The owl paused for a moment, looked around, and then launched into the air, soaring gracefully into the trees without a sound. It was a perfect ending to a story of hope and healing. These then and now transformations remind us of something incredibly powerful. When humans choose kindness, lives change. From the abandoned dog on the side of the road to the tiny fox cub in a garden, from the traumatized cat in an empty building to the fallen owlet in the woods. What was once broken becomes whole. What was once weak becomes strong. What was once hopeless becomes a miracle in motion. These stories are not just about saving an animal. They are about restoring a life, rewriting a destiny, and proving that a little bit of compassion can make an immeasurable difference. Every rescue, every act of compassion, every moment of care creates a before and after worth celebrating. These animals don't have a voice to ask for help, so it's up to us to be their voice, their heroes, their second chance. The transformations you've seen today are the direct result of someone noticing, someone caring, and someone acting. It's a beautiful cycle of kindness that ripples out and changes the world, one rescued life at a time. The then might be heartbreaking, but the now is a testament to the best of what humanity can be. Thank you so much for watching and sharing in these incredible journeys. If these amazing transformations touched your heart, please show your support by giving this video a like, and be sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future inspiring animal rescue stories. Every view, like, and share helps spread awareness and supports the cause. Together, we can give more animals a second chance at the life they deserve. Thanks again for being here. We'll see you in the next video.